when I saw that musical, that's the thing that made me want. I was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to be when I grow up, and I really made that a focus point. I've always been creatively visual, so like I see my dreams
Yeah.
and I continue to try to hold on to them. I have vision. I've always, since I was a kid, I would have vision boards or like quotes. That's, and I still do that today. And but like I visualized moving to New York. Oh, I'll never forget. I went to New York City prior to going to the ship, and I got a poster, a little thing from like the street of New York City, and I kept that in my room on the ship because I had a 9-month contract on this ship, and I kept that there to visually see that's where I'm going. So I need to save my money. I need to make sure that I'm not spending my money so that I can afford to live in the expensive city of Manhattan. And I forgot about that until right now. But those are the things that have always helped me continue to follow my dreams, because it can get a little,
Success is a journey, not a destination. Welcome to another inspiring episode of Podcast with Sheila, a podcast that is spreading positivity around the world by sharing inspiring life experiences. Today's guest is a Broadway performer, a choreographer, a dance teacher, and fitness instructor, Joseph Corella. Joseph will be sharing with us today his life achievement as a dancer or a performer and how he made it to Broadway, performing with celebrities and the likes. Hello, Joseph, and welcome to Podcast with Sheila.
Hi, Sheila. Thank you so much for having me.
In brief, who is Joseph? Just give us a brief background of who Joseph is before we set the ball rolling.
A crazy man. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Who am I? I love life. I'm a passionate person. I've been dancing since I was a kid, so I'm really grateful I found dance at a young age, and that's kind of the foundation for kind of my life. The arts movement, but I perform professionally. I've danced from New York to Las Vegas, around the United States. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm a Mexican American, and I just have to say that I am so grateful for the arts, because I would not be sitting here if it weren't for the arts. And as a performer, it really opened my eyes to creating art and creating ways for people to connect. And that's when I created a dance fitness program called 567 Broadway, which is a dance fitness class for adults, for all levels, all abilities, just really to come in and experience the joy of movement, to sweat, to connect to themselves, to connect to other people. And it's all to Broadway music. So if you're like, what is this 567 Broadway thing you're talking about? It's a dance fitness class to Broadway music. Something I basically have done since I was a kid. I've danced to music, Broadway music, my whole life.
Wow.
Closed my bedroom door and just had dance parties. But I created something that would help people exercise along with having a really creative experience. And it's been really beautiful to see it grow. I created a workout video. I do live stream classes now. The global pandemic really helped us to push to create in different ways.
Exactly.
And live stream classes were something that as much as I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about learning now something else new. It was really great to connect with people from around the world, and I still do, and I teach them all the time. I love it, but that's kind of it in a nutshell of what I do and a little bit of who I am.
Great. I think the pandemic stretched all of us to places where we never thought we'd be able to, thrive. But in a way, I wouldn't say it was a blessing, but it stretched all of us to find ourselves in places where we did it. But let me ask you, have you always thought of being a dancer, like from the get-go as a child?
I would say sort of. I mean, I've always been creative, so I think there's that. I had a lot of energy. I have a feeling my family would say too much energy, but my brother dances as well, so my older brother, and that's how I got introduced to dance specifically. But I did try other things, like I tried baseball at my school. And I didn't. I was so bored. Sports are there. It's everybody. There's something for everyone.
Exactly.
And I learned at a young age, baseball was not for me. I liked more wearing the uniform than actually playing baseball. So that's when I got back into dance. And I didn't. After I got back into it, I started when I was 7. So I quit. I remember. Wow, gosh, how old was I? I think I was in first grade when I played baseball. And then after that year of baseball, I was like, I want to go back to dance. And then I went back to dance and never left.
Well, I believe that finding exactly what you are meant to be, it makes your life quite easier. But what has your challenges been on this journey?
I mean, where do I begin? I think life is, as we know, life is, we all have a story to tell.
Exactly.
Every single person, any person that is listening right now, everybody has a story to tell.
Exactly.
And that's specifically why I love Broadway, storytelling. I love the arts. There's something to say. There's something to tell about an individual or about a story that we need to hear. And I know for me, the challenges, I just learned at a young age that movement was the key to help me through my challenges. Even still today, like we were talking about with the global pandemic, I am so grateful that I knew to at least tap into music and movement while I felt trapped in my home, while I felt scared, while I felt terrified. I think I'm still, and I think we probably all are, still processing what happened these last couple of years. And the thing is that I've learned at a young age, when in doubt, dance it out. Or when I'm happy, when I'm happy, sad, angry, whatever it is, whatever human emotion it is, dance. And I'm really grateful that I've done that these last couple of years specifically, but I really have done that my whole life, and that's why I'm really passionate about what I love teaching and sharing that message to people, because I'm not coming to you and saying, well, I have the answer for your life and you should do A, B, and C and this, or like, here's a set of rules to follow, and here's the it really is connecting to the beauty of movement, of music, the power of music, the power of really connecting to yourself. And I can tell you that when you connect to yourself, it through movement, it will guide you to where you should go next. It does connect you to your, in my opinion, your higher power, whatever that might be for you. It does connect you. It is a spiritual experience, and whatever that is to you, you do. I really have seen it in people where they come out of their shells and they come more alive, and you can see them confidently stepping into life more. Life can be, life is. I wish life is crazy. It has its really great things, and as we've seen, it can be really scary in many different ways. And again, we all have our own stories of what that is for each of us.
I was going to ask you, how important is dance to the mind, the soul, and the body? But it looks like, in a nutshell, you've summarized all of it. Unless there's something else you want to add, then we'd like to hear that.
Dance has definitely 100% helped me connect to myself and to the meaning of life, whatever that is for me. For the rest of my life, I'll speak for me. It has helped. Life is the universe. What that is to me is constantly growing and evolving, and dance has been the thing to kind of help keep me moving forward with that, even in my fear or having to really let go. Dance helps me let go. I saw a quote the other day. It was like, dance helps me find myself and lose myself all at the same time. And that to me is true. There's something really, really incredible about that. And to get into one's body through movement is, now it's kind of easy for me to do, but yes, and as an adult, I know that can be hard. Sometimes people are like, I've never danced before, but when you get into your body and you trust yourself and you trust your movement, it really is a beautiful spiritual experience. And again, that is to each person, whatever that is for you. We all are on our journeys, and I think for me, it has really helped me connect to that. And that's the thing that I love, is that 567 Broadway specifically, when teaching that, even live stream classes, seeing people from around the world, we all have our stories. We all have our different experiences. We all have maybe our different viewpoints of what the universe is, but we come together and we dance and we join together, and dance does that. And that's why my mission is to get the whole world singing and dancing. There is something about it that is, and history has shown there is power within dance.
Wow, I believe there's power. And I also believe there's power in a nutshell, there's power in arts and crafts.
Yes, definitely.
I don't know how that works, but in the past, I work with craft and you work in the performing arts. And it looks like there's a synergy there somewhere, because when I'm down, I pick up a craft to do, and then I see that just suddenly my spirit is picked up again, and I'm beginning to read that in everything you've just said. So that is where it lies. Probably a lot other people may find a way to motivate themselves or pick up themselves when they are down from probably reading or something else. But generally, you can see that in arts and craft, there's a lot to do.
Definitely.
Yeah, in that area.
Well, the thing, and it can be really when you're feeling, when you're feeling down and you're feeling lost and when you're feeling scared, it can be really hard to see the things that one needs to do to get them out of, like, to climb out of that hole. And yes, arts and crafts, creativity. I think it's overall is a way to create gardening. I know for me, I'm in the high desert, and I love planting cacti, and being with the desert. There's something magical about it to me. But that's creation. I love, moving rocks together. Who would have thought? I feel a little old now that I say that. But like, I love moving. I love landscaping. It's a way of creating. We're all creative people, and I think from the clothes we wear to the way we decorate our homes to how every little thing is a really creative experience. To the arts and crafts, to the way we work out, to the way anything. And sometimes people don't see that. They're like creating. It's like, oh well, so society has said this is what this is what I have to do. I'm doing it. But I'm like, yeah, we're creating. We're continuing to make that choice to say, yeah, I want to put on this shirt. I like this shirt. Or, for some it can be like, well, that's the cool thing to do. But the thing is that I try to really help people connect to their true selves to make creative choices for them, not for other people, but for them, because there is something about that helps us refuel, that helps us stay grounded, and also helps us connect to our body and mind and take care of ourselves. Because it is, I wish it was simple, and as we see, things are not. It's not so simple sometimes to be like, yeah, I'm gonna create. Well, to me, it's not the most simplest thing at times, even though it is. It can seem like it is.
Yeah, I hear that performing on the Broadway is a massive achievement. To perform on the Broadway, what did it take to get there?
Oh, dreams. Well, dreaming. Yeah. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm from the hot desert of the Valley of the Sun. It's 120 degrees summers, and like New York City's way far away from the United States is pretty big, so like New York City's way far away, very cold, and I always dreamed of. That's when I saw a touring production of Phantom of the Opera. Thank you, Andrew Lloyd Webber. But like when I saw the touring production of Phantom of the Opera in Phoenix when I was in 4th grade or 5th grade, when I saw that musical, that's the thing that made me want. I was like, I want to do this. This is what I want to be when I grow up. And I really made that a focus point. I've always been creatively visual, so like I see my dreams and I continue to try to hold on to them. I have vision. I've always, since I was a kid, I would have vision boards or like quotes, and I still do that today. And but like I visualized moving to New York. Oh, I'll never forget too. I danced before moving to New York City. After I graduated from high school, I danced on a cruise ship to save money to move to New York. And I'll never forget moving. I just can't believe I totally forgot about this until now. I went to New York City prior to going to the ship. And I got a poster, a little thing from like the street of New York City. And I kept that in my room on the ship because I had a 9-month contract on this ship. And I kept that there to visually see that's where I'm going. So I need to save my money. I need to make sure that I'm not spending my money so that I can afford to live in the expensive city of Manhattan. And I forgot about that until right now. But those are the things that have always helped me continue to follow my dreams, because it can get a little, it's obviously not always easy to follow one's dreams. But creatively, I visually need to see things a lot.
Wow, that's impressive. That is so impressive. As to everything else you want to achieve in life, you have to see a visual presentation of it. So put it somewhere you can always see it to remind you of where you're going. And wow, I love that. Aside the Broadway, what other major platforms have you been on as a result of your performance?
Yeah, I mean, well, Broadway was kind of my biggest dream. And then when I got on Broadway and then did a national tour and did a lot of regional theater in New York City. I lived in New York City for about 6 years. And then once left, my husband and I left to go to Los Angeles. And I've been to LA before. LA was not new to me. I had done even in high school a TV movie for Disney called Geppetto with Usher and Drew Carey, Julius Dreyfus. It was such a great experience. But then, yeah, life started changing. I wound up doing a musical in Vegas, which I actually had always wanted to perform in Las Vegas because, you know, New York City, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. And so to check that off the list of doing a musical in Vegas, did some TV stuff, and then I started choreographing. Now, that was something that I never imagined I would do in a way. Like, I choreographed, but it was never really a dream that I had quite big in my heart. But once I started choreographing, I realized I loved connecting to people and helping actors that maybe don't dance. Or I worked on the TV show Dance Moms as an off-camera choreographer, and I was working to really help create numbers quickly, and I liked that. So there was just lots of interesting things, and then eventually I started teaching dance fitness to adults. Not on my vision board, I will tell you that. That was not something, but I will never forget. I was at this time in my life, I was not happy, and I felt before I started teaching adults, I was not happy, and I was like, I'm doing these jobs that I would feel would fulfill me, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled. So I told the universe, whatever you want me to do, just open the door, universe, and I will walk through it. I won't question it because I'm not happy, and I'm realizing I'm not making the best choices. So open the door, and that's when teaching adults dance fitness came into play. So I didn't say no. I said yes, even though I was like, what is this? And I found love. And I fell in love with teaching adults, which I never imagined I would. And I love it. I love it so much. I love helping adults connect to dance. And because I would hear a lot, especially as I've gone through the years of teaching over a decade now, of, oh, well, I don't dance, and I haven't danced, I never have danced, and here's somebody maybe in their 60s. I deal with people from 18 to 75, all different types of people, and it's usually, I get a lot of, well, I don't know, I'm here, but I don't know, and then they stay, and I've had people that have danced with me forever and a day now, and it's really beautiful to see, and I'm just really grateful that the universe has opened doors and in ways that I never imagined. And I am excited for what the future brings because forever, I think I'm going to learn to let go.
Yeah.
But when I let go, that's where the magic comes into play, where I'm like, okay, universe, what's next? What's next? What experience is going to be next? And I'm excited for that.
Do you think you've lived your life as a performer to the fullest, or you think there's still more to do and more grounds to break in performance?
Oh my gosh, for the rest of my life, I think I'll be like, there's going to be so many more things in different ways. I think you and I both, like, life is, I think we've all learned these last couple of years, life is not as much as we want to think we're in control, we're not as in control. And I think it's a matter of, yes, continuing to put my best foot forward, but also let the universe guide me. And I want to grow, and I don't want to stop growing, and I don't want to just become, I don't want to just sit in one spot and say, well, this is what it is. I do want to experience life. My time here on Earth, I want to experience it as fully as possible. I really do. And that does take some facing my fears, but it's really beautiful. I've done that since I was a kid, and I really love, I am trying as an adult to make sure that I don't burn myself out, but I love the challenges, like saying, okay, well, here's a new challenge, and how can I face that and grow? But I'm not saying it's always easy.
What was the experience like, or what was the feeling when you first danced with Usher and the other celebrities, when you knew there was an opportunity to be dancing with them? How did it feel?
Many different things. It was really exciting, also very nerve-wracking, because I was 17 at the time, 16, 17, and Usher was really big. I'm aging myself. This is the 90s. So, like, Usher was really, really big at this time. And, it was only 4 of us dancing with him, and to meet him and to work at the Disney studios, it just was a really great experience, but I was nervous. But it was really exciting, and once you start getting to it, and you're in your costume, and you're on set, it's just really, really exciting. And it truly is a memory I will never forget. One of those things. That's the thing that I want to continue with life, is those experiences of different things. To be like, yeah, I've never, Broadway, my Broadway debut, great. That was an experience I'll never forget. I want to feel the best I can from what life has to offer. But it continues to teach me, though, as much as I wish it was always easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, does it have to be hard? But but that's what life is, I think for me. Some people are like, I'm okay, I don't need to. But I know that I sometimes facing my fears, like it was called Geppetto, and it was I had to face some fears. I was young, and I had to just be like, okay, here we go. But there was really great people. The creative team, everybody was really great, and I learned so much from that experience.
If you had one wish for this year, what would that be, and why?
It would be to help bring creative light into somebody's heart, to open that magic in their heart, someone that needs it. I think there's a lot of hurting right now, as what's happened and what's continuing as we continue to move forward. And so I really, my one wish is to continue helping bring that like we were talking about, creativity into people's hearts, and letting that plant and grow and help them in their lives.
What would your final message be to our listeners as we wrap up?
100%. If you've never tried dance, I'd say give it a try. Whatever age you are, no matter where you are, who you are, whatever it is, I hope that you give dance a try. And whether that be closing your door and turning on some music and having a safe space for that, or come dance with me on the virtual stage. But no matter what, I can't begin to tell you, when in doubt, dance it out. When in doubt, dance it out. It has been true to help me, and I know that it can help you. But you gotta kickball change your step, your way forward with that. But I hope that you give it a try.
Great. We would like to say a massive thank you for coming on Podcast with Sheila today.
Thank you, Sheila, for having me.
If you've been listening in, this is season 2, episode 54 of our podcast series, where we've been bringing your way seasoned guests with inspiring real life stories to share with us. Do not miss out on all these lovely experiences. Subscribe and be notified when a new episode is released. We have a video presentation of this episode on our YouTube channel. Just search for Podcast with Sheila on YouTube and you'll find us. Our prayer for you this week is that you never miss a lifetime opportunity. Until we meet again, have a good day.